This video is for my special ed class, student teaching. We're going to be talking about science, my energy unit. We're reviewing vocabulary, and we're going to be doing a worksheet and reviewing for our test. On the board, you will see the materials that we need. The objective today is you are supposed to be able to look at key vocabulary terms, say 3 types of energy, and give me examples. So make sure that you have all materials. Grab folders that are in the bin. Most of you have them. You'll need scissors, glue, and a pencil today. So please go get your materials and get out your note cards and put them out, because you will be needing them for the worksheet that you're going to be doing. We're going to be reviewing terms, types of energy, the uses of energy, and also how we see energy in our lives. So, glue stick, pencils, you guys need to come and get your materials, please. Thanks. If you want the big scissors, I'll get you your big scissors. In your folders, you should have your note cards that have this. So get out your note cards. April, can I use your set? You guys should have your note cards of potential energy, the definition of energy, what mechanical energy is, chemical energy, heat, scientific method, what are the steps, kinetic energy, nuclear energy, and also thermal energy. We've done this in a previous lesson, so these are our terms, but I want you guys to help study these terms, because you will be doing a worksheet of cut and glue and paste. So please get out your note cards. Devin? Yep. Please get out your note cards. Thank you. Right. Okay. What is the definition of energy? You can use any worksheets, any note cards, your flashcards. What is the definition of energy? April? The ability to make things move and work. What are different types of energy? What have we been studying about? The 2 forms of energy. Stored energy and moving energy. What are those 2 things? Potential and kinetic. Thank you, April. So the scientific method, Brent, I'm going right down in line, so you should be able to get these note cards in this order. So what is the scientific method? What are the 5 steps? State the problem. Form a hypothesis. Form a hypothesis. Design an experiment. Record and analyze data, draw conclusions. Yes. So this is something that you will be seeing again on future tests. When we do experiments, you will be doing this. What about kinetic energy? Kinetic energy, what is that? Is that energy in motion, or is that energy that is stored? Kinetic. Objects in motion. April, you're being very, very participative. Good job. The energy, objects in motion. What then is potential, Brent? What is potential? If this is energy of motion, potential energy is what? It's energy sitting there, but why don't we give this one? What does this say? So give me an example of potential energy and kinetic energy that we've been talking about Niagara Falls. What part part of the water is potential energy and what part of the water is kinetic energy? The potential water is what? The energy that's behind the falls. As it falls, what does potential energy change into? Energy of motion, kinetic. What is heat? So what is heat? That's like in your glass of ice water. Because when your ice water, you put ice in a glass of pop or water, the reason why the ice melts is because it's going from something warmer object to a cooler object. The ice is going towards the liquid of your pop or your water in your glass, and that melts the ice. So it's going from something warmer to cooler. What is thermal energy? Get out your note card. Brett, what is thermal energy? Look on your note card.
Energy of particles.
Yes, the total energy of particles in matter. Mechanical energy is what? Can you give me an example of a mechanical energy, Brent? You own one. A car. So how is that mechanical energy? What makes that car move? The motor. So what gives that motor its how it goes? What do you have to put in your car to make it go? Some gasoline, right? So the engine has potential energy, the fuel has potential energy, but then the potential energy is turned into kinetic energy because of mechanical energy. Remember, mechanical energy can either be kinetic or potential. Nuclear energy is something that is not Kevin? Sit down, please. Thank you. Nuclear energy is something that is controversial, but it's actually the potential energy that's stored in the nucleus or the center of the atoms. Okay. Chemical energy then is a form of potential energy that's stored in matter to form when atoms join together and chemical compounds. Chemical energy would be like baking soda and vinegar mixed together to form volcanoes. For a chemical reaction, rust on your car. Oxygen with the iron oxidates, and then there's a chemical reaction, and that also creates a compound. We're going to be looking at your worksheets. Solar energy, this one, that we've already done to get advantages and disadvantages, but I'm going to hand you your notes. And this is what it looks like. We're going to review some advantages and some disadvantages of solar energy and wind energy. And I've already written these out, so these can be stapled right into your notebook. I'm going to put it right on you so she can see you. How do you do that? Okay. So looking at your worksheet, what are some, I want you guys to all give up this worksheet right here. The solar energy worksheet. It's in your workbook. It's in your folder. You know, this energy, solar energy. Devin, if you would use your glue stick to glue it shut, maybe it would open. So open it up. You'll lose points today for that. You're welcome. Okay. We need to find some disadvantages and some advantages. So you guys have this worksheet, but I also have it on the board. But we need to find some disadvantages and some advantages. And when we were reading through this, we did this together as a class. We were reading and finding out key facts and key things that we were looking at. So there are some disadvantages, and I'm going to zoom it. So what are some disadvantages of using solar energy? It's highlighted. Brent, Devin, it's your turn. April's got a lot of answers. Read solar energy. There are disadvantages and there are advantages. They're highlighted if you look at the bottom two paragraphs. You know, this worksheet. April, it's the solar energy. That one. Okay. I'll help you. Let me take this away from you, Devin. Okay. What are some disadvantages of using solar energy? Disadvantage. Brent, what's one? It's highlighted and underlined. It costs a lot of money. So write this on your worksheet. I'm also going to write it here. It costs a lot. What is another disadvantage? Right here. What about storing the power? What are you gonna have to do with that? Can you store the sun's energy? You can, right? So it has to be stored somewhere. So unused energy has to be stored. Okay. What about the advantages of solar energy? It's right here. If you lost your worksheet, it's right up here. Solar energy has many advantages. What does the first thing say? Let's read this together. Solar energy has many advantages. For one thing, it is free. So it's free, right? What else did we learn about? What is the sun, wind, water energy, wave energy? What are those called? Are they renewable or non-renewable resources? So they're renewable. It's a renewable resource. What about pollution? Some of you wrote that on your review sheet. What about pollution? Does the sun or solar energy cause pollution? So there's no pollution. Right? Now on your test, you are going to be able to I'm gonna turn around, I'm gonna go around to make sure that you guys have written these down. And if you didn't, you need to do so. So, yeah. Okay, thanks, Lisa. I just wanted to have you show some of my students that are off task and they need to be back to their seats and paying attention and focusing. So this is how I'm going to deal with that. Guys, please go back to your seat. Yes, sir. And focus. We only have like 10-15 more minutes before you guys leave for lunch. So we will continue this lesson tomorrow because we did have a fire alarm today. So can you guys please focus and work with me on this so that we can do well on your exam, okay? Your test. Brent, if you can possibly adjust that so you can see me better, that would be wonderful. Okay, let's get back to our notes. What about wind energy? This one is from your wind farm worksheet, right here. So get out your wind farm worksheet. It's right there. Okay. Whenever you're looking for something, studying for a test, it's really important that you go back to your materials that I've given you. Remember I said these will be on your test. Anything that you take notes on, anything that is graded and put in your folder, you can use for notes. You can use your note cards on your test. Any tool that you have that we have done in class, then you are able to use that as part of your test. With pencils. We will look at the advantages and disadvantages. I'm going to reread this to you. So this one, there's some disadvantages on here that you haven't found. These are things that we already did in a past lesson, but I'm going to highlight them and I'm going to put them on here. Okay. So these are some of the things that for wind energy turbines that they were used. So these are some disadvantages that of wind turbines, but it's also wind energy, is that they can be hazardous to birds. Remember, they're in these big fields, power lines are nearby, birds fly, and also wind turbines or windmills do make some noise. So that is one thing, one disadvantages. Okay, these are disadvantages. Okay, so for wind, we can write for disadvantages, here for disadvantages, harmful to birds, and another disadvantage is, it's what? What did we say that they are? They cause noise. Thank you, April, for sharing. What about advantages then? It says wind power has several advantages. What did we underline in our past lesson? They're all underlined, so all you have to do is read them. What does that do? Right. It produces no pollution of air, water, or soil. That's a huge thing. So what does it not cause? No what? It produces almost no or of no pollution of air, water, or soil. What else did we say in this? It's all underlined, and I'm going to re-underline them, highlight them. It does not create greenhouse gases. What does greenhouse gases do to our environment? Greenhouse gases cause global warming. It delays having to build more conventional power plants that do produce pollution and create greenhouse gases. Another advantage is it is a renewable resource. Are we likely to run out of wind? No. So another one is it's renewable. Number 3, we won't run out of wind. Brent, I need you to move right there, please. Move your seat. Take all your materials with you, please. We are not likely to run out of wind. It has the potential to meet all the energy needs and land where turbines can still be used for agricultural needs. So they can be built, land can still be used. Brent, where's your worksheet? You need to be writing these notes because these can be. There's your worksheet. That's enough.
Yeah.
Copy that down, please. Okay. Copy these down. This is what you're going to be graded on today. Your cut and paste vocabulary, these terms. You're going to cut and paste these. Okay. So you're going to cut and paste these and then put them on this worksheet. Okay. You can use your note cards. You can use any material. So I would definitely get out your note cards because this is what this worksheet is based off of. So put everything else away. And we'll put that in your folder. Oh, there's another one right there. Okay. Put your name. So this is the worksheet that you guys are going to do. This is all your vocabulary terms that you're going to need. Your name and date needs to be on the bottom. And then you are going to cut and paste thermal energy and then also what is. This is sometimes you'll have the definition and sometimes you'll have the word. Okay. These are not in order of anything, but you will need to know your definitions of these words. Okay. So cut and glue them. Here are your words. Here's your worksheet. We're going to do R. So. Devin. Oh, are you going to lunch? Great. Since we have had fire drills today, we're going to stop the lesson and continue tomorrow. Okay?